Right, so ahead of the high caliber test server releasing today, there is some new patch notes talking about the season. Now you do have your standard win rate and ban rate thing. I'm not going to go too much into them. Get Flanked usually does really good in detailed videos of them. So yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Nothing significant I can see here. Jaeger, of course, all the way back up at the top when it comes to pick rate again for defenders. Ayan is the most picked attacker now, which is not surprising. She's pretty good. She's got a lot of utility on her side. Thatcher's the most banned attacker and Mirror's the most banned defender. Nothing too, crazy there. But we're going to look at some of the reworks, the changes, the balancing, everything like that. So the first one here is bulletproof cameras. They can now rotate. So I believe what that basically means is you can look left, right, up, down a bit more freely now than you could before. And as well as this, they have an EMP burst which can disable attackers' gadgets. So if you have your bulletproof camera on the wall, for example, and someone shoots a nomad charge beside it, you can do an EMP blast and you can basically disable that, or the claymore or the drone, any attacker gadget which is there you can disable. And it also says here there is no ownership of it, so whoever is the one controlling it is the one able to shoot it. It's not just the operator who placed it. Of course you can counter this as any way you can counter a bulletproof camera, and you can just punch it. So yeah, once you see a bulletproof camera nowadays, just remember it can do that, so definitely get punching. They've added the drone counter to the screen, so if you guys weren't aware, on a few test servers ago I believe it was, it just told you how many drones were available at that time. So it tells you how many are destroyed by defenders or captured by Mozzie, and it does not tell you about Twitch drones, or if a drone is disabled, or if the attackers destroy their own drone. It only tells you drones that are destroyed by defenders or captured by Mozzie. This usually sat at the top left of the screen, so it's just a way so you're aware of how many your team has available at that time. Player colors as well, they're removing the whole thing where it's blue team and orange team. Now it's just going to be your team and opponents, and you can pick which color you are and which color the opponents are. It's purely down to preference. I think this is a whole colorblind setting as well, so it's just more changes for accessibility. You can currently do blue, red and orange. Next bit here talks about the Goyo rework. Basically they're saying that they are still releasing it, however it's just taking longer than they thought it would. So it is still going to be coming out, and maybe a bit different to how they originally unveiled it at the year 6 panel. Hopefully this comes at mid-season of next season, but it probably might even come in year 7. Next is Finka. I'm sure we're all aware you can now revive yourself when you're in down but not out stage. They've removed the recoil changes from her gadget and increased the cooldown to 20 seconds from 10 seconds. So basically she can revive herself, it takes longer to cool down, and there's no more recoil changes. This is good because the recoil changes honestly were quite annoying, and now it makes sense that she can revive herself. Another thing I'm sure you guys are all aware of is Valkyrie and the outdoor cameras. Defender cameras can now not survive outside. They will lose connection after 10 seconds. This works for Valkyrie, bulletproof cameras and Maestro Evil Eyes. Of course this is already the case with the Echo, so it's just going to be acting similar to that. They're also making it that you can go in your cams faster, so basically if you're playing Zero you can already access your cam before it's deployed, just so you're ready for when it deploys to then shoot out of it, because I know how many times I've played Zero where I've shot his cam, it's deployed and it's already destroyed by the time I managed to get on it. So you can basically just access your cams faster after shooting them. Next is Echo and Mozzie as well, and to keep them in line with these changes, you can actually put their cams outside for 10 seconds now rather than 3 seconds. This is just to make it a bit more consistent with like the Valk cam and the Evil Eye stuff. So if you're Mozzie and someone tries to bait your cam, you have 10 seconds to try and get that back in the building. Same with Echo, so big buff to those two operators. Maestro as well, the Evil Eyes can now be moved by anyone on the team. It doesn't look like they can be shot by anyone on the team, but Evil Eyes are usually stationary unless Maestro moves it, so you can now do it as any member of the team. You can move it, and if attacked by Dokkaebi, attackers can do it too. Angle grips are getting a nerf as well. They ADS 20% less faster now than they did before. I'm interested to see how that works. I don't know why they would do that. The whole point in angle grip is to have a faster ADS, and it still will have a faster ADS than no grip or vertical grip, but I don't understand really why they're nerfing it. I'm quite interested to see how that's going to work. As well as this, they're changing a bunch of recoils back, or kind of reducing how much recoil they were given to a lot of these operators were nerfed. It says gamepad, so I assume that only means on controller and not PC. So all these operators, so Jaeger, Ashe, Vigil, Zofia, Ace, Warden, Echo, Hibana, Mozzie, Aruni, Alibi, all those weapons that got nerfed over the past 2 years, seemingly getting a bit toned down a bit, but this seems to be only on controller. I wish this was the case over the board. I think having high recoil weapons are just boring, and I would like all these weapons to be in their previous state. So it's quite interesting they've done that on controller. As you can see, the changes are here. These images don't really help that much in my opinion. I feel like you have to really, try them to see how they are. But hey, I guess that's a good step in the right direction. And that's honestly all there is to talk about here. There's nothing more. Not really that much interesting stuff. I kind of like the cam changes. I think they're interesting. I like the Finka changes. Good to know Goyo's still going to be getting his rework. Drone counter's alright, I guess. I like the bulletproof camera reworks. I think they're quite cool. Nothing really else to talk about here. Let me know your thoughts on these, and the test server should be coming out, so hopefully we'll have some more information on that and all the other stuff that gets added to it. So yeah, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe. Peace.